Well, a lot coming out of the Senzo Meyiwa murder trial today. Just very briefly, a close friend of the late soccer sensation says he attempted to fight off the intruders on that dreaded night that Senzo was killed. Let's go once again to our reporter on the story for us, Silindelo Masikane, outside the court for us as well. And the state's third witness finally in the box, and a lot of details as far as photos and the layout of the house on that night. Take us through what came out of court.
So, of course, we're getting a sense and a picture as to what happened in those final moments when Senzo Meyiwa was in Vosloorus with his then-girlfriend, Kelly Khumalo, her sister's boyfriend, Longwe Twala, as well as two of his friends, as well as Kelly Khumalo's mother. We know, of course, that they began the day to pick up Tumelo, proceeded to the liquor store, got some alcohol, then went to Nomzamo Street, where they were basically hanging out. And Tumelo describes how, Gladness Khumalo, that is Ma Khumalo, cooked for them. They ate. Also, like you said, those sketches of the house being shown in court, he had to actually demonstrate where everyone was seated exactly. And then after lunch, we started getting those details around the intruders that came in. Tumelo describing the first intruder as somebody who had dreadlocks, was short and had big eyes, was wearing a brownish sort of hat. He couldn't say much more except that he also spoke isiZulu, saying that when that person came in, they demanded money as well as cell phones. Let's take a listen.
The person that came in was carrying a firearm and he had dreadlocks.
Yes?
Yeah.
I got a jacket. I'm not sure, caramel or brown, but I'm not jacket.
Okay. This person was wearing a jacket. I am not certain whether it was caramel, it was this person was wearing a jacket. I don't know whether it's caramel, whether it's brown. Yep.
Caramel or brown. I'm not sure about the color, but it's kind of brown.
It's either it's caramel or it's brown. It's just that I'm not certain about. I'm not certain about the color. He was wearing a hat. Person was shot.
Yes.
With big eyes.
Yes. What other description can you give? Is it all?
That's what I can recall. That person didn't say a lot of things, required phones from us and money.
So quite a description as far as the alleged killers are concerned, Slee, as well. But we also heard from Madlala describing how Senzo was shot as well.
So we understand that there were two intruders in the house on that evening, according to Tumelo. The second one was a bit taller, and this is where a scuffle took place between that intruder as well as Senzo, who allegedly had him pinned against the wall. And we understand on the other side, Kelly Khumalo's mother, Zandi, as well as Kelly herself, were hitting or assaulting the first intruder. Tumelo then says a shot went off, and that is when he proceeded to take safety in the bedroom. Let's take a listen.
Okay. Upon arriving, when I got there and I saw Senzo pressing this person against the wall, then when I got there, I hit him with a fist. I think it's Bagel.
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, ma.
Where did you hit him?
Umshaya kuphi nendawo?
Ngamshaya.
Awujikeke.
Ngamshaya.
Imayibamba ujaji azokubona ujike ozongenzela ujaji ukuthi abone.
Yes.
The witness pointing to the left side of the face. Is ujike ujaji akabona the left side of the face, mother.
Yes.
You may proceed.
Then after lokho njalo umuntu esenza impresela ngimshaya kwaqhuma isibhamu.
Thereafter, whilst this person was there, held by Senzo against the wall, and I hit the person with a fist, that's when a shot went off.
So let's talk about the witness for a moment as well. Court postponed a little early today to allow him to compose himself as well. There was a lot of talk, along with your legal analyst you were talking to, Slee, about the demeanour of the witness.
Yeah, so it seems Tumelo is quite emotional in court. In fact, earlier on we had to adjourn because he had requested a quick adjournment to be able to compose himself. And just before we adjourned for the day this afternoon, it seemed he was, his voice was kind of shaky. And as he was giving testimony, he was crying, really, Gareth. And so the state then asked the court or the judge to just allow an early postponement to allow him to be able to compose himself, and just that we resume tomorrow morning because of just how emotional he was getting inside court. Like you said, we had an opportunity then to speak to a legal expert because, mind you, Tumelo Madlala has been seen on a documentary describing what happened that evening, and as you would understand, I think the defense is going to be making many comparisons in terms of what he's saying in court as well as what he said outside of this courtroom. And it seems as though legal experts are also picking up some issues in terms of his testimony. Let's take a listen.
One will look at the demeanor of the witness when a witness testifies in the witness box. You look at and the demeanor will tell you, is this witness truthful or what? And this can be one of two things here. Either he's playing a very good role, he's been coached very well, or he's really truly remorseful and he's telling the truth. That is the two sides of this coin. But one will only see the true colors of what is really happening after the cross-examination commences. Because for me, this morning there was also an instance where the media got kicked out of the courtroom to say that the media are traumatizing the witness. But this witness was already in the media on Netflix and he didn't look traumatized to me. So now to see another media house just now asking you questions similar to the questions that you said so comfortably in answering, for me, it makes something shaky about this witness, and it looks to me that he's a little bit coached in his story.
All right, so Slee, just very briefly, as I say goodbye, tomorrow we're back in court as normal, are we?
Tomorrow we're back in court as normal, Gareth. We will resume with court proceedings at 10 a.m. Tomorrow morning. And of course, we will be bringing those visuals live, but I will be at court from 7 a.m. To give our viewers a recap of today's proceedings as well.
I appreciate it. Silindelo Masikane, also very quick on Twitter as well. If you're not able to join us here on eNCA, go and follow her on Twitter, updating almost as quickly as it happens inside of court.